Hi guys, so as you can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be me talking about the time that I was tased by the police. It is a bit of a embarrassing story, but a bit of a sad one at the same time. It was back in March 2015. I was under threat of eviction because I hadn't managed to keep up with the rent arrears. And I had to, I was having to go to court. I was under a hell of a lot of stress. And I tried to jump out of my window in my flat. My mum and my nan had both been in my property. And were trying to calm me down. Oh, let me put my top on. Trying to calm me down and say to me, like, we'll sort this out, we'll sort this out. But I wasn't having any of it. So when my mum left, I lived two stories up, no, three floors up. And I basically went over to the window. And I was just saying to my mum, I can't do it, etc. My mum contacted the police, and basically the man turned around and said to me, if you jump from there, you won't die, you'll probably just paralyse yourself. And I just thought, yeah, no, sod that. And I got down. I've taken quite a few overdoses, like massive ones, and it hasn't done anything to me. Well, obviously it made me really sick, but it didn't have the desired effect. And basically the police came up to the door, and they were banging on the door. And at that time, I just started crying my eyes out. I realised that, I was, reacting beyond crazy, and that I needed to just sort of take a step, and I just started to calm down basically. And the police had came all the way up the stairs, and they were knocking on the door, and they were saying to me, like, we need to see that you're okay, open the door, open the door. And I had said to them, look, I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to speak to anyone, I've come away from the window, like, just go away. And for ages they kept trying to convince me to let them in, and I just couldn't understand. I was like, look, no, I just want to, because I didn't want to let them in because I thought that they were going to section me and then take me to, like, the crazy hospital, like the mental hospital. And I really weren't in the mood for that. And so, yeah, I just kept saying to them, just leave me alone, etc. And then I went over to the window, and my mum and my nan had left. No, they hadn't left, actually. They were outside in the car. And I sat speaking with the police officers for, I'd probably say, about another 15 minutes, just saying to them, look, please. And they in the end, they, sort of said to me that if I opened the door and they could see that I was okay, and that I haven't harmed myself or, anything like that, then, like, they would not need to section me, because obviously I'd just got back from the window, blah, blah, blah. And literally I opened my front door and walked backwards, and basically, like, say if you come in my front door here, I've got a corridor, and then my bathroom was there. And I opened the door, and because I wanted to show them that I didn't have a knife in my hand anymore or anything like that, because when I was at the window, I was trying to hurt myself. I just instantly, I put my hands up to show them that I didn't have any knife. They didn't ask me to do that, but I did it anyway. Because, slightly off topic quickly, if I've ever done anything, I've never hurt anyone else. I always turn it on myself, and I wouldn't hurt anyone else. So yeah, I put my hands up, and then the next thing I remember, I just feel this shooting pain in, like, this, hang on, I've got to try and point now, this bit here in my arm. Like, I had my arm up like that, so in this muscle here, like, just here, this one, whoop, I just felt a really, really, like, weird pain. And then all of a sudden, it felt like fuzziness and I just couldn't do anything. I went like that, I seized up, and I just fell on the floor. And then they came over and they put the handcuffs on me, and they took me up to the hospital. But yeah, they didn't even say, "Oh, we're going to tase you" or anything like that. They gave me no warning. Literally, I opened the door, went like that to show I didn't have nothing, and then bam, zzz, fried brain. It was really painful, really painful. But I think what hurt me more than being tased is the fact that I literally fell onto my bathroom floor. And where I've got a bad back and a bad pelvis and all this, that and the other, like, that didn't do me no favours. Because I fell in such a, like, awkward angle, because where I was obviously seized up and that. And then they came, and when they pulled, like, they literally yanked these barb things out of my arm, and they're like little fucking hooks like that. And they said that they was meant to get me in my back, or I think in my shoulder or something like that, but they got me in my arm. It was so sore for such a long time. But yeah, they took me up to the hospital, where I sat and spoke to someone and managed to convince them to let me home. And then there was, a few days later, I'd taken another overdose. And also they put something called a central line in. You've got like a cannula that goes in a vein. I had a central line put in, but in my groin. And when the overdose didn't work, basically I went into the toilet and I unpicked the stitches, because they stitch it to your leg. I unpicked the stitches, and literally I pulled it out of my artery, and I lost a lot of blood. And I still managed to convince them not to section me, but that was a very, very, very difficult time. And as I said, it's a bit embarrassing, but I have struggled with quite a few overdoses and things like that. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I suffer with borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, major depressive disorder, and I have a panic disorder as well, like panic attacks and stuff. So yeah, I mean, on paper, I'm crazy, but I'm not that bad in real life. And obviously, since having my daughter, things have got significantly better, you know. No overdoses or anything like that. I nearly died when I gave birth to my daughter. I'll save that for another time. But that scared the crap out of me, you know. Instead of myself putting myself in that situation, like, obviously I still put myself in that situation because the blood came from me, but it wasn't intentional, and it scared the crap out of me. So well, literally, that's it. That was the time that I got tased. It wasn't nice, and I don't ever want it to happen again. Has anyone, like, if any of you guys watched this, been tased or anything like that? And this one was like the gun, not the, like, you know, the prod thing. This was, they shot me with the gun. So, not nice. All right, well, embarrassing sort of story time over. Craziness over. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.